So we're here at the Maryland and Delaware Herping Reptile Zoo. I pretty much got all my reptiles all in the same room, except for my crested gecko. I have uh, him or her, not sure of the gender yet, out in a naturalistic enclosure in the living room, and it kind of actually serves as a decoration. So yeah, everyone else is in here in this room. So right here on the main table, you can see him kind of creep back there. That's Dennis, my western hognose snake. Anybody who's followed the channel has seen him before. He's a complete wiener. Uh, he's a good boy, but he likes to throw his hissy fits every now and then. So I try to keep all his enrichment in the back of the enclosure so he feels nice and safe. And then in here, it can't be seen, is Maria, my speckled king snake. And I don't know where she is. I know she's in the enclosure, but she's probably hiding somewhere. But, oh, I see her. She's all the way in the back. You might be able to see some of her scales right there. Yep, hiding out. But, yeah, and then this is my leopard gecko enclosure. Tangie's in there, and I think she's hiding in her pyramid right there. So yeah, but you guys have seen all them before. And then right here is my eastern rat snake, Geraldine. And I've had this enclosure for, geez, I don't know how many years. I had it shipped out from California. I think the company's called Showcase Cages. And they're really cool. They're stackable. They're made from like a, injection molding, like polymer type material. And then they've got the tracks and the sliding glass doors. And this thing's pretty resilient. So, yeah, I think they do a pretty good job. And so this latest enclosure, this is my DIY enclosure that I was working on. It's sitting on top of my eastern rat snake enclosure. So what I did here, you can see on the side, I started off, zoom out a little bit. I built this shelf right here just out of studs that you can buy at your hardware store. So what this does is it keeps this lid secure right there, and then I can also stack stuff on here without worried about any type of accident. Now, the cool thing is, see this blue thing right here? This is literally just a storage tote that I bought at Walmart for like maybe under 20 bucks. And then on each side right there, I drilled some vent holes. And then I also drilled some, can't really see them there, a little bit across the top. You can also drill some on the top lid right here if you're not storing stuff or you're not going to stack another enclosure on there. And then the last thing I did was I took a soldering pen and cut out the front of the enclosure, and that's where this came in. This is just a standard, like 3-foot long basement window that I bought at Lowe's, but you could get, again, like the studs at any hardware store. And then, yeah, you can see the studs in there that I fastened to studs out here. And then with screws and a little bit of great stuff foam, I secured the window in there. Now it opens real easy, just like that. And yeah, that's the cage, basically, right there. This whole thing can slide right out from the shelf if I needed to clean it. And I got all the little furnishings and stuff like that in there too, You can see all along there and everything. And I like this, I really do. But if I had to do it over again, the basement window just isn't really structured for this function. And a good example I'll use, see how it opens real easy? But then when you open it completely, there's all that space right there. So it's hard to get in and work. And also, the basement windows are really heavy. So if you don't have this type of shelf built or you don't have it secured to the wall, it could tip forward on you. It's not something you couldn't just stack it on this and then leave. Because if whatever you have in there pushes up against that a little bit, or even just gravity itself, it might tip over, and that could create a really horrible accident for whatever you have in there. But yeah, all in all, I mean, this project cost probably $100, and to get a 3 foot long by 18-inch deep by 18-inch tall front opening enclosure from any of the other more popular custom cage sites, it's going to cost you a few $100s, you know. So DIY, you could do that. And like I said, the only thing I would recommend doing, maybe have your front studs right here framed in and put some tracks in there to do some sliding glass doors that you could get cut to size. But other than that, I think, you know, this is a pretty cool project. And without wasting any more time, I want to show you what I put in there. So here it goes. So this right here is Hank. Hank is my common boa constrictor, or boa imperator, but they are constrictors. That's just the taxonomy debate right now. They used to be called red tail boas, and there are red tail boas, but they refer to the boa species that are east of the Andes Mountains, where these guys are called boa imperator. And they still do have that reddish pattern on their tail, and I think that they are just as beautiful. So, and these guys make great pets. I've wanted a pet boa for the longest time now, but I just wanted to make sure that I had the proper husbandry before I, you know, made this investment. And that's kind of where I'm at. So he's great. He hasn't struck at me once. Everybody said that baby boas can be a lot more bitey, but he hasn't shown any of that. He's just had a great temperament. I've fed him twice so far. He eats with no issue at all. But generally, boas don't have a hard time feeding. They can be like king snakes. They live to eat. But he's great. When I showed you his enclosure, I pointed out all of the different perches that I put in there, and I am adding perches because I've noticed that he loves to climb. And I have read that baby boas in the wild, especially, you know, juveniles up to maybe 1 or 2 years old, are a lot more arboreal than adults. As adults, they become more terrestrial. So I try to give him as many climbing opportunities as I can, and he takes full advantage of it. So I want him to feel safe and comfortable, and as less stress I can put in his life, the better. So yeah, I don't have too much to say. I know I don't want to make this a pet tubing channel, you know, but there aren't any herps to find right now, and when I get a new pet reptile, I have no choice. I have to show them off, especially a beautiful one like this. But yeah, I love him so far. I hope to own more boas in the future, especially a couple of the different locality ones. But that's all I got for now, so I hope you guys enjoy this, and maybe I'll have some updates on Hank as he starts to grow. He's a male, so he'll probably reach up to about 6 or 7 feet, and he will be a lot more heavy-bodied. But again, love this guy. Can't wait to watch him grow, and I'll have some more updates for you guys soon. Take care.